Good morning, y'all. This is Casey Hope from Pizzazz Art Studio. We are back with day 2 of our lettering and devotions. We actually popped on a little bit early today just so we could test out sound, all that good stuff. Because yesterday we had a few technical difficulties. We think we got all of that taken care of today, though. So if you are joining us this morning, let me know. Have you already printed out your lettering and devotion, or maybe you have a physical copy? If you are a lettering club member, we did send you a physical copy. But whether you've got your physical copy or you've got it printed out, let us know. If you don't have it yet, that's totally fine too. You can just watch. But I do encourage you, hang in there, watch with us today, practice the lettering, listen to the devotions. You can get benefit from this without printing it out, but I think that having it printed out, it's just going to give you a good guide, a good resource, especially for the hand lettering part. So let me know. Do you have it printed out yet? So this is, I see Kay from Destin. Hey, we're headed down that way. Sometime this weekend we hope to be just for a quick little getaway. So if you don't have this, if you are just happening across this for the first time, let me tell you, you can get this for free. Now, not the printed version for free, but the download, so that you can print it at your home computer. You can send it to a local copy shop. Copy, not coffee. Also, yesterday I told y'all wrong. I said it right and I wrote it wrong. I said 334 is our number. 249-1818. But as I was writing and talking, I wrote 344. So if any of you texted the word me to 344 yesterday, please, I apologize. You may have met a new friend who was a stranger through that text. I don't know. But our correct number to text to get this downloadable, if you don't already have it, is 1334 249 1818. And if you just put the word me in, we will send it to you. So I apologize about that. That me inverting numbers and such is a common thing. I don't know why I do it. Another thing that I do when I'm writing a lot of times is I will write a word and I will leave the last letter completely off of it. I don't know why I do that either. So there's a few things that my brain and my writing don't always connect. So just wanted to clear that up before we dove into our lettering and devotions this morning. If you have somebody that you think would benefit from this, either from the devotionals or from learning hand lettering a little bit at a time, or from this free resource, feel free to share this. We would love for you to share this with friends so that they can know about it too. So, all right, let's go ahead. We are going to open on up to the second day, which says steward. Okay, it probably should have said stewardship. But I was thinking about just being a good steward in general, just steward. So, if you've got a Bible, you can use your Bible to look this up. Also, I will just be reading it straight from the bottom right here. So, First Peter 4:10. Let's just jump right in. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Now, I'm curious as to what do you think when you first hear that verse? I'm going to read it again. Each of you should use whatever gift you have to serve others. What are some of the first thoughts that you have? One thing that whatever word, y'all know, we our lettering club is called the Whatever Lettering Club, and you will see the word whatever time and time again in scripture, and this is just one of them. Use whatever gift you have. Our club is not based off of this verse, it's based off of Philippians 4:8, when it says think on these things, whatever is true, whatever is lovely. But after we named the club that, then we started seeing so many times in the Bible where it just uses that whatever word. So today it's whatever gift. Whatever gift, whatever gift, whatever gift you have, use it not to point back to yourself, but to serve others. So here we go. Let's read a little bit. You have a gift. Oh, yes, you do. Oftentimes, your gifts are so second nature that you don't even see them as gifts. That's why I asked you, like, what was the first thing that you thought of whenever when I read that? Because oftentimes I feel like people think, well, I don't have any gifts. A lot of times I think you hear that and you think, I don't have any gifts. And so, oftentimes our gifts are so second nature that we don't even see them as gifts. Think of what you've heard other people say about you. Okay. So if it's hard time for you to think of what your gifts are, think about what do other people say about you. Maybe they say, you are so thoughtful. Thank you. And you don't think anything of it. That's just the way you think. You didn't even think that doing that act of whatever it was thoughtful. It's just the way you think. You are the best cook. Thank you so much. You don't think about that being a gift. You've grown up knowing how to do that. That is a gift. FYI, I don't have it. My husband has it. It is a gift. And you can bless others with it. You always make us feel so welcome. There are some people who just have the gift of making you feel welcome and at home, whether you are in their home, whether you are in the presence of them. There are some of you with just the gift of hospitality. Your home is always so warm and inviting. How about you're my favorite teacher? Do you ever get that if you are teaching anything, kids, adults, whatever, those little things, those little words, compliments, things that inspire you are little hints into your gifting. You have such a calming voice. That voice of yours could be a gifting, even if it's loud and and boisterous. God can use that. I remember one time hearing Billy Graham say, God gave me this voice, and and little did I know that this voice He gave me years later was I needed this voice to fill the stadium, to project to stadiums full of people. So yes, hi, even your voice has a purpose. Those are just a few examples, but make your own list of what others have said that you're good at. That if you're having a problem thinking of what are my gifts, just make a list of what have other people said I'm good at. And if you're not sure, maybe just start keeping your ear open, because sometimes we don't even notice what other people are calling out in us. These are your gifts. Then ask yourself, when you kind of identify some of these gifts, ask yourself, how can I steward this gift well? No gifts are ever meant to be kept for yourself. We are to use them to serve others. Think on this for a bit. How can you serve others with your gifts today? Today, I want these devotions to be action packed. I don't want them just to be like, oh, that was nice, let me go into my way. I want you to read scripture and let it transform you. Like, it has the power to transform you. So here we see, use whatever gifts you have to serve others. Let's say use whatever gifts you have to serve others today. One little story I've got about this, just about how God can use anything. I will tell you a couple of stories actually. When I was younger, I really thought that I didn't have any gifts, because not any gifts that could be used by God. Because what I viewed as things that could be used by God were what I saw in front of me, meaning I saw preachers on a stage. I saw people who could sing well, singing to God on a stage. I saw musicians on a stage. Like, I would just think that all these things that I would see in church were the only ways that God used people. And I didn't have those. Couldn't sing. I couldn't do that. And I really used to think like that I didn't have anything that God could use. And that is just a whole bunch of bunk, because He can use anything. If He can use art and hand lettering and all of that, that's something that as a kid I would have never even thought that He could, but He can. On one of our, we go to Honduras most every year. We're headed back actually next month in March, and then again in this summer. And we take art camps to these kids, and it's so super fun. And we, over the years, have gotten a lot of people who go with us. And some of you have heard this story. If you're in the lettering club, you've probably heard this story before. But my mom was going with us one year, and she, on the form where you fill out, your application to go through Rice Bowls, it asks you for what, gifts or talents that you have. And it only asks you that because it wants to plug you into the places where you fit best. And, if you're great, if you're a PE coach, great, we're going to put you with the kids and we're going to be playing some sports. If you are a volleyball player, awesome, we're putting you here. If you're an art teacher, great, you're running an art camp, so all those things. So that's the only reason they ask. It's not like you have to have any, qualifications to go. And so on that question where it says, what are your gifts and talents? She said, I don't know. I don't think I've got any. I mean, what am I going to do? Like, put, gardening, flower arranging. And she said it so just like, kind of like she was kind of putting herself down, thinking that's not really a gift. And I was like, it doesn't matter. You can put whatever you want. But she really does love flower arranging and gardening and decorating, and she loves all those things. That really is an area that God has gifted her in. And this is what I just thought was so cool. And so God is a real God, and He is a personal God, and He wants to meet you where you are, and show you, like, yes, He can use whatever gift that you are willing to give Him. So here she was. We went to, we're in Honduras. Time passed. We were there, and we're just with the kids, and those sweet little girls. The way that it's all kind of set up, it's several of the homes in a circle, and the play area in the front. And in front of each home is a little bit of greenery and stuff. Those girls were probably like 8, 9, 10, and it was probably 5 or 6 of them, and they are just running down and playing. And they had gotten like a butter knife, I guess, from the kitchen or from their casita or something, and they were sawing off some different plants that they found out. Some of it was just grass, and some of it was pretty flowers, and they were just sawing it all off and trying to find something to put it in. And Mom just saw them and said, "Oh, let me show you how to do that." And it was a cup that looked just about like this. It was one of these. These are our like vintage water cups that we use, and we had these, and this water cup was for the art camps. She picked up this dirty cup that looked like this and put it down. She said, "Let me just show you how to do this. You need to put the big one up like this. You want 3 points, and we can put some filler into went into all the flower arranging things." And they just sat around and listened to her and loved it, and they took that flower arrangement in the art cup back to their casita, and there was their centerpiece. And it was just such, like, I looked at that, and Mom didn't even remember that she had said, I mean, what am I even going to put? Like, what is God going to use? My flower decorating. Like, she didn't remember she said that, but I remembered she said that. And I was like, turn around, let me take a picture. And I took a picture, and I was like, don't you say God can't use flower decorating because He used her gift, her talent, to bring those little girls around, to connect with those girls, to love those girls, to give those girls a sense of pride and something to take back and decorate their casita with. And it was just such a cool God moment to me. That was just God being so real and so personal. She didn't seek that opportunity out. She doubted that it could be used. And those little girls ran up, and right in front of her were trying to figure out something. And she just sat down and did what she did. And I just saw all the pieces connecting and saw, yes, like God can use anything. So I say that to encourage you that you've been given a gift. I just want you to think about it and see, how can God use that? Just start being open. Sometimes you don't know how He can use it, but if you're open to it and start looking for opportunities, He can use whatever gifts and talents He's given you to serve others. And so we want to steward those well. We don't want to just keep all of our gifts and talents to ourselves. We want to steward it well. And point people to Him. So that is a little something for today. Now let's letter the word steward, just to kind of get it into our brain. So I'm going to use my Crayola markers. Let's see. I told you I love these 2 packs. I love the bright and bold and just the bright colors. Let's see. I might go for the bold colors today. Let's see. We've got the primrose and the teal. I'm trying to think if there's one that I might want to do with this, or do I want to just do these? Might just do these for now. I'll see. I will see. All right, so I'm going to first talk to you about this, and then we're going to trace it. All right, and so I want to just kind of break down each letter. So for this, for the S on this, there are lots of different ways to make S's, but one way is like this. So you come up, loop, and here. Now, the reason I want to go slow with that is because sometimes people feel, and I felt like this for a while, that I need to always take it all the way back to this right here. And I didn't, when I did that, it almost wouldn't get look that I wanted, I guess is what I'm saying. So if you can just come more to the right, like I'm coming more to the right and then loop it around, it seems to kind of look a little bit cuter for this font to me. Am I being glitchy, Kaylee? Yeah, I don't know why I am on my end too. So okay, I'm gonna keep rolling because I still see myself here. Or you don't see it on YouTube or anything? Mm. Okay, I'm gonna keep rolling and maybe it will pop back up. So there's the S. For the T, it's just a simple down and up. So down and up. For that E, we've got this. The W, nothing's too fancy about the W or the okay. Tell me what you're doing. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Test test. Okay, I think we're back, and I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, too much tech. All right, so here we go. We got the S and the T and the E and the W. Okay, so here's the A. Now with this A, I'm gonna go down, and I like. Do you see how this goes way up and then it loops back like above the A? I just think that's fun. I feel like that really just. I don't know. I think it's super fun. So I'm coming down, back, down, up. All right, and then whoosh you do. Okay, so all I really wanted to show you on this that's a little bit different is the S and the R. And then for the T, you see here one way to go through it. Another way, another something you could do is, you could do extra little curves like that if you wanted to as well. So before I went here, I wanted to explain those. Thank you for those of you who hung in there with all the tech difficulties. I appreciate it. All right, so here we go. I'm actually going to use, I'll use this. All right, so remember, you can try, if you're using a Crayola, you can try to make the downstroke with the side of the Crayola, but you can also just come back and draw it on too. So for these, I'm probably just going to draw it on because I think that's going to be easier for you to begin with. Okay, so I just simply traced it. Remember, if any of you are having trouble when you print this, if maybe you can't see it because it's a very light gray, sometimes you might have to change it to a black and white printer setting. All right, so now I did Steward. Let's come back in, thicken the downstrokes. And today, I think I'm going to not color them in. I'm going to show you where I'm thickening them. And I'm just going to leave them like that. Because that is a style too. So I'll come up, show it to you a little closer. So I just kind of drew in where I would thicken the downstrokes, but instead of coloring them in, remember yesterday we colored them in, but today we're just going down like that. Another thing I want you to think about with stewardship, not just your gifts and talents, but some things, take that back, not just your talents, but sometimes a gift that you've been given is your influence also. So these students that come into Pizzazz, our partnership with Rice Bowls all started years back in like 2014 with the simple question of how can I, and I was asking myself this question, how can I be a good steward of the influence that God had given me? And at the time, the influence, like the influence that I had was with our students. We had, over 100 kids come into our classes every single week. And I wanted to steward that well. I wanted to not just teach art, but to teach life lessons, to teach generosity, to teach kindness, and then also just to teach how to serve others, how to give back in this culture of me, me, me. How could we use our influence to teach kids at a young age how to give back? And that is what started our partnership with Rice Bowls. So, because our kids started giving to Rice Bowls before us as a company did. So our kids started filling up those little bowls, those plastic bowls, and putting in change. And we would bust them all open and send off the money to Rice Bowls. So we could tell the kids, hey, y'all were able to feed this many kids. And so they started giving to Rice Bowls before we did as a company. So that's just another point that I want to bring up, because your influence and the people that you see every day, your circle of influence is a gift as well. So steward that well also. All right. So I did steward. I thickened the downstroke. I'm trying to think, what do I want to do to this today? Yesterday I did little polka dots. I may just do I haven't thought about this before, so I'm just looking and thinking. I think I'm going to do one of our containers that I do a lot. So a container is when you want to kind of cap off the word. So it's kind of these little cloud bubbles, but I don't do it solid. I just do it like a little bit and I kind of sometimes try to go like around the letters, and then I can come back in some of these spaces that are open and do like this other layer. Maybe up here, do a layer like that. So it's just kind of a fun way to do a sort of a cloud-ish bubble, but not exactly. Adding in some little lines here and here. And then I can come back in either with the same color, maybe a different color, and add little polka dots. Or maybe not polka, well, just dots. I may even use some of this for more lines. We'll see. You can also change up the thickness. Like some can be a little bit thicker, some can be thinner. And there you go. Just a simple little way to make a container. We use 2 markers. We hand lettered that word. And then I would love for you to use this area down here just to kind of write out those gifts and talents, those areas of influence. List them over here in one column, and then maybe think of how can you steward that best in another column. Also, let's remember with your tracing paper, let me just tear this off. With your tracing paper, if you've got tracing paper, if you want to practice this word again and again, all you got to do is take some tracing paper and go over it again and again and again. Your hand doing this is what causes that muscle memory. The other night in our lettering class here at the studio, they were doing the tracing, and I said, look, your hand don't have a problem. Your hand can do this. You just proved it. You just proved that your hand knows how to make the strokes. It's making your brain tell your hand what to do. Well, the first thing you need to do is get your hand doing it enough. And then what you do after you trace and trace and trace, then you try just to look at it, not trace it, just to look at it and see if you can do it. Okay. And then the more you do that, eventually you can not look at it and do it. That's how you transfer it to your brain. It takes practice. You want to get your muscle memory kind of going for a little bit first, and then slowly wean yourself away from tracing it first, just by looking at it. And then you just keep doing it. You like the first time that you maybe look at it, you might do something like this. Let's say you do. Okay, so let's say that's what you did. Well, then you want to look and say, what's a little bit off? Okay, my S, I didn't, I did my S a little bit weird. My R, I didn't come back up and around. You start to kind of critique and look and compare and what did you do wrong? And then you fix it the next time you do it. Okay, and you do it again. You look at it, you go slow, one stroke at a time. Okay. And then you compare it again. And you keep doing this and keep doing it and keep doing it until you got it like you like it. And again, this technique is not just with this font. This is you can use tracing paper with any kind of font, but that technique is what we teach inside of our boot camp inside the lettering club. It's a copy, cover, compare. So that is it for today. Before we go, let me tell you, if you love lettering, you love painting, and you want to do something with it that's creating something for your home, we do have this. It's going to look backwards probably in here. No, it doesn't. Our Bless This Home workshop coming up. I can't get it in my face in there at one time, but we've got this. I might come back up. We've got this coming up on March 1st. We're going to be taking you through this very slowly. All you need to do, we just dropped a link into our comment section. Click on that. It's $10. And that is going to get you into the private Facebook group where we'll be teaching every night at 7 p.m. Central on March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Once you sign up, you will get the complete supply list. You will also get a traceable for Bless This Home. And we're going to be walking you through how to draw this. Also, how to mix these colors. These are very on-trend colors. We're going to start with some just basic colors that you can find. Reds, blues, greens, yellows. We're going to start with some basic colors and show you how to mix them to get the colors that are very on trend right now. So we'll paint with you, draw with you, letter with you, and at the end you're going to have a nice piece that you can either gift to somebody or really you might want it for your own home. So the supplies are fairly simple. Just grab something to paint on. In this case, we have this board that we got from Hobby Lobby. Something to paint with, that's going to be your paint and your brushes, and we give you the supply list, and then a paint pen for your lettering. I like to use the white Posca pens, but there's a lot of people that have other pens as well, so other paint pens that they like too. So I like the white Posca pens. So that is what we will be using in this workshop on March 1st. So if you want to hop into that, feel free. Also, if you know anybody that would benefit from these devotions, we're going live every single day at 10 this week. So, and we'll be posting next week too. They will just be pre-recorded. So 10 o'clock every day. A fun way to start your day with just a little bit of lettering, a little bit of devotion, and then maybe after this, turn this off and do just a little bit of journaling too. So that is it for today, y'all. Again, if you don't have this yet and you want it, just you can click. We're going to put it. We've got the link in the comments, or you can just text the word "me" to 1334, not 344, 334 249 18. All right, y'all. We will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time.